it again. Back at it again. There's some peaceful music to get your mind right, bro. To get your mind right. Get ready for chapter 3, which is called Faith. Okay. Peaceful music is cool, like. But like, it's not this. Yeah. I don't know, bro. But this is cool too, though. Woosa. Not bad, gang. Not bad. Anyways, let's do this, bro. Welcome. Chapter 3. Faith. The visualization of and belief. Okay. Let's just get into it. Settle down. Let's do this. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Shimmy. Word.
Chapter 3. Faith.
Open your books. You ready. Lock it in. Okay?
Chapter 3. Faith. Visualization of and belief in attainment of desire. The second step toward riches. Faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence, as in the case of prayer. The emotions of faith, love, and sex are the most powerful of all the major positive emotions. When the three are blended, they have the effect of coloring the vibration of thought in such a way that it instantly reaches the subconscious mind, where it is changed into its spiritual equivalent, the only form that induces a response from infinite intelligence. Love and faith are psychic, related to the spiritual side of man. Sex is purely biological and related only to the physical. The mixing or blending of these three emotions has the effect of opening a direct line of communication between the finite, thinking mind of man and infinite intelligence.
Understood? You understood that a little bit? Or that was kind of a little bit like, oh, I don't get it. Alright, well, if you're thinking, I don't get it, let's just wait. Let the man talk, and we gonna get there. Faith, love, sex. Those three things mixed together in a pot. Oh yeah. We're gonna get some good. One would assume. I assume.
How to develop faith.
So if you don't know, like, dang, dude, I don't have faith, bro. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that is. This is how to develop it. You feel me? It's for me too. You feel me? That's why we're reading this book.
There comes now a statement which will give a better understanding of the importance the principle of autosuggestion assumes in the transmutation of desire into its physical or monetary equivalent, namely, faith is a state of mind which may be induced or created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind through the principle of autosuggestion. As an illustration, consider the purpose for which you are presumably reading this book. The object is, naturally, to acquire the ability to transmute the intangible thought impulse of desire into its physical counterpart, money. By following the instructions laid down in the chapters on autosuggestion and the subconscious mind, as summarized in the chapter on autosuggestion, you may convince the subconscious mind that you believe you will receive that for which you ask, and it will act upon that belief, which your subconscious mind passes back to you in the form.
There's definitely a lot going on here, bro. He's saying passes back like we playing soccer or something. There's a lot going on. We might need to run that back. But then it's like, I think we'll keep If we keep going, we're going to understand it, bro. How to develop faith. I'm still on that. Right?
Of faith, followed by definite plans for procuring that which you
Let's run that
act
back.
upon that belief. If you will receive that for which you ask, and it will act upon that belief, which your subconscious mind passes back to you in the form of faith, followed by definite plans for procuring that which you desire. The method by which one develops faith, where it does not already exist, is extremely difficult to describe, almost as difficult, in fact, as it would be to describe the color of red to a blind man who has never seen color and has nothing with which to compare what
Hold on. The method by which one develops faith where it does not already exist is extremely difficult to describe. The method in which one develops faith where it not already exists. It's just kind of hard, bro. I'm trying to figure it out. So you're saying to describe faith is hard to do to someone who doesn't have faith, I think. And it would be as hard as it would be to describe the color of red to a blind man who's never seen color. But that would be so hard. Try it. How would you do that? You know what I'm saying? How would you describe red? You would just be like, yeah, just imagine red. And they're like, what? What's red? You know the color of blood? What's color? What's red? And what color is blood? It gets to a point. So it's just like, that would be hard to do. So, you know, at least we're understanding, like, to describe faith to someone who don't have it, it's hard to do. Okay, come on. Lock it in.
you describe to him. Faith is a state of mind which you may develop at will after you have mastered the 13 principles. Because it is a state of mind which develops voluntarily through application and use of these principles. Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith.
This part here has to be important. Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method of... I don't know that word. Let's run that back a little bit.
Develops voluntarily through application and use of these principles. Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith.
Is the only known method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith. Which means, if you have something you want to really do, if you want to make $10,000 by the end of the month, and it's the beginning of the month, you have it written down, and you're reading it, bro. You have to be like reading it every day. Like, by the end of the month, I'm gonna make 10,000. By the end of the month, I'm gonna make 10,000. By the end of the month, and you're just repeating that. You're repeating that, right? Then you start, things start happening where you're like, oh snap, I'm really finna make 10,000 by the end of the month. And then it's just like, you start to believe it. You're saying it to yourself. You start to feel it. You almost start to see it. Like, and then when I get to 10K, what I'm going to do with it? I think I'm going to purchase this first. And you start getting ready. Like, oh yeah, I might purchase a bookshelf. You know what? I'm going to put it right here. But right here, currently, there's a bunch of stuff in the way. So let me start moving that. And you start seeing the bookshelf. Oh yeah, I'm cooking. Oh yeah, I'm cooking.
Do you love the way I do when I'm loving your body?
Oh yeah, I'm cooking right now, dude. I'm cooking, dude. I'm cooking. I'm telling you, bro. Okay, I understood this area right here. I liked it. Let's run that back. just hear him say that one more time.
Principles. Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith.
And if you're asking what subconscious mind is, I can't help you right now. I can help you later, though. Feel me? Lock it in.
Perhaps,
I like that word. Perhaps the meaning may be made clear. Oh, he finna cook right now. He's finna make it, you feel me? Word. Wait, if he just says, he might just say the same thing that I just said. I don't know. Let's find out.
Meaning may be made clearer through the following explanation as to the way men sometimes become criminals. Stated in the words of a famous criminologist, when men first come into contact with...
What does this mean? Criminologist? Somebody who specializes in criminal activity? I don't know, man. Should we look it up? How many words is that? How many words? Production, how many words for the spelling bee? You feel me? How many words for the pop quiz we finna have after this?
Crime. They abhor the way men sometimes become criminals. Stated in the words of a famous criminologist, when men first come into contact with crime, they abhor it.
Add that to the spelling bee, to the spelling test after this, man. Abhor. We gotta find out what these words mean, bro.
If they remain in contact with crime for a time, they become accustomed to it and endure it. If they remain in contact with it long...
Wait, if they remain in contact with crime for a time, you feel me? But he's rapping bars, bro. They become
long enough to it and endure it. If for a time, they become accustomed to it and endure it. If they remain in contact with it long enough, they finally embrace it and become influenced by it. This is the equivalent of saying that any impulse of thought which is repeatedly passed on to the subconscious mind is, finally, accepted and acted upon by the subconscious mind, which proceeds to translate that impulse into its physical equivalent by the most practical procedure available. In connection with this, consider again the statement, all thoughts which have been emotionalized, given feeling, and mixed with faith begin immediately to translate themselves into their physical equivalent or counterpart.
That's what I said. That's what I said about the bookshelf. That's for sure what I said. You do what I just said, you're going to feel it, you're going to think it, you're going to be it, and by the end of the month, you're going to have it. That's right. That's right. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. All thoughts which have been emotionalized. Well, you got to feel it, bro. Given feeling, feel it. Like this. Like this. I feel it. I feel it in the air. It's in the air right now. Yeah, feel it, bro. You gotta feel it like that. Whatever you were just feeling, that's what I'm talking about. And mixed with faith, become immediately, gang.
Emotionalized, given feeling, and mixed with faith begin immediately to translate themselves into their physical equivalent or counterpart.
Valid.
The emotions, or the feeling portion of thoughts, are the factors which give thoughts vitality, life, and action. The emotions of faith, love, and sex, when mixed with any thought impulse, give it greater action than any of these emotions can do singly.
The emotion of faith, love, and sex, when mixed with any thought impulse, give it greater action than any of these emotions can do singularly, by itself. Faith, love, and sex. Still trying to understand that. I'm still trying to understand that because it get to a point, dude. You really do. Okay, let's continue.
Not only thought impulses which have been mixed with faith, but those which have been mixed with any of the positive emotions or any of the negative emotions may reach and influence the subconscious mind. From this statement, you will understand that the subconscious mind will mixed with faith can do singly. Not only thought impulses which have been mixed with faith, but those which have been mixed with any of the positive emotions or any of the negative emotions may reach and influence the subconscious mind. From this statement, you will understand that the subconscious mind will translate into its physical equivalent a thought impulse of a negative or destructive nature just as readily as it will act upon thought impulses of a positive or constructive nature. This accounts for the strange phenomenon which so many millions of people experience, referred to as misfortune or bad luck. There are millions of people who believe themselves doomed to poverty and failure because of some strange force over which they believe they have no control. They are the creators of their own misfortunes because of this negative belief, which is picked up by the subconscious mind and translated into its physical equivalent.
Sorry, lost my place. Lost my place. Because of you.
Of some strange force over which translate into its physical equivalent a thought impulse of a negative or destructive nature.
Thought impulse. I lost my place. Thought impulse is okay. We all lose our place sometimes. Thought impulse is the word I'm looking for. Looking for the word thought around here. Boom, found it.
Just as readily as it will act upon thought impulses of a positive or constructive nature. This accounts for the strange phenomenon which so many millions of people experience, referred to as misfortune or bad luck. There are millions of people who believe themselves doomed to poverty and failure because of some strange force over which they believe they have no control. They are the creators of their own misfortunes because of this negative belief, which is picked up by the subconscious mind and translated into its physical equivalent. This is an appropriate place at which to suggest again that you may benefit by passing on to your subconscious mind any desire which you wish translated into its physical or monetary equivalent in a state of expectancy or belief that the transmutation will actually take place. Your belief, or faith, is the element which determines the action of your subconscious mind. There is nothing to hinder you from deceiving your subconscious mind when giving it instructions through autosuggestion, as I deceived my son's subconscious mind. To make this deceit more realistic, conduct yourself just as you would if you were already in possession of the material thing which you are demanding.
What I say? Like moving the stuff out the way of the bookshelf, even though you don't have it yet. That's what I said. I know what's going on. You better lock it in.
You call upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind will transmute into its physical equivalent by the most direct and practical media available any order which is given to it in a state of belief or faith that the order will be carried out. Surely, enough has been stated to give a starting point from which one may, through experiment and practice, acquire the ability to mix faith with any order given to the subconscious mind. Perfection will come through practice. It cannot come by merely reading instructions. If it be true that one may become a criminal by association with crime, and this is a known fact, it is equally true that one may develop faith by voluntarily suggesting to the subconscious mind that one has faith. The mind comes, finally, to take on the nature of the influences which dominate it. Understand this truth, and you will know why it is essential for you to encourage the positive emotions as dominating forces of your mind and discourage and eliminate negative emotions.
Let me run that back. Why is it essential for you to encourage the positive emotion as dominating forces. Hold on, run it back literally. What?
Now, why it is essential for you to encourage the positive emotions as dominating forces of your mind and discourage and eliminate negative emotions.
Say it with me.
A mind dominated by positive emotions becomes a favorable abode for the state of mind known as faith. A mind so dominated may, at will, give the subconscious mind instructions, which it will accept and act upon immediately. Faith is a state of mind which may be induced by autosuggestion. All down the ages, the religionists have admonished.
Faith is a state of mind which may be induced by autosuggestion. Faith is a state of mind which may be induced by autosuggestion. Sometimes you just gotta run it back a little bit.
Faith is a state of mind which may be induced by autosuggestion. All down the ages, the religionists have admonished struggling humanity to have faith in this, that, and the other dogma or creed.
Dogma or creed. But they have failed to tell people how to have faith. They have not stated that faith is a state of mind and that it may be induced by self-suggestion. I be wanting to go in sometime, bro.
Have failed to tell people how to have faith.
How?
They have not stated that faith is a state of mind and that it may be induced by self-suggestion.
Oh, self-suggestion. What did I say? Auto? See? Because right here, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days.
In language which any normal human being can understand, we will describe all that is known about the principle through which faith may be developed, where it does not already exist.
Where it does not already exist. Have faith in yourself. Well, let me read this. Let me cook it up. Have faith in yourself. Faith in the, what is this? Infinite, right?
Have faith in yourself. Faith in the infinite.
Thought so. Thank you. Before we begin, you should be reminded again that faith is internal elixir. Faith is the internal elixir. Ooh, that word is tough, dude. I like that word. Which gives life, power. Okay, I'll let him cook.
Before we begin, you should be reminded again that faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. The foregoing sentence is worth reading a second time, and
the foregoing sentences is worth reading a second time. Which one? What do you want me to read again? Faith is an eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulsive thought.
Third, and a fourth, it is worth reading aloud.
Oh, he said read that again and again and again. It is worth reading aloud. I don't know if he's talking about this or if he's talking about this. Foregoing? What does that mean?
Faith is the starting point of all accumulation of riches.
Oh, this is it. I think this is the big shebang. It has to be. Look at that. There's 5 times it says faith. Maybe even more. Lock it in. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Right there. Lock it in right there.
Worth reading aloud. Faith is the starting point of all accumulation of riches. Faith is the basis of all miracles and all mysteries which cannot be analyzed by the rules of science.
Highlight this in your book.
Faith is the only known antidote for failure. Faith is the element, the chemical which, when mixed with prayer, gives one direct communication with infinite intelligence. Faith is the element which transforms the ordinary vibration of thought, created by the finite mind of man, into the spiritual equivalent. Faith is the only agency through which the cosmic force of infinite intelligence can be harnessed and used by man.
Yeah, read that back, you know? Okay, let's continue. Every one of the foregoing statements is capable of proof. Even faith is the only known antidote for failure. He'll be like, yeah. And then I'll be like, what about faith is the element, the chemical, which when mixed with prayer gives one direct communication with infinite intelligence? And he'll be like, yeah, that's what I said. All these can be proven. And then I'll be like, what about faith is the element which transforms the ordinary, is that what it says? Vibration of thought created by the finite mind of man into spiritual equal. And he'll be like, okay, bet. He says all these can be proven.
Every one of the foregoing statements is capable of proof. The proof is simple and easily demonstrated. It is wrapped up in the principle of autosuggestion. Let us center our attention, therefore, upon the subject of self-suggestion and find out what it is and what...
Oh, he's about to put you on to what self-suggestion is? All right, somewhere.
What it is capable of achieving. It is a well-known fact that one comes, finally, to believe whatever one repeats to oneself, whether the statement be true or false. If a man repeats a lie over and over, he will eventually accept the lie as truth. Moreover,
if a man repeats the lie over and over, he will eventually accept the lie as truth. It's really important we understand that, because if you go around and you're like, man, I'll never make it anywhere, man. I'll never make it anywhere, man. Man, I'm gonna be broke forever, man. Bro, I'm gonna be broke forever. It's gonna be true, bro. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that, bro, because all you hear is this.
Falling, dreaming.
Come on, bro. You don't want to be falling and dreaming like that. Like, lock it in. So, you know, it's important what you say to yourself.
he will believe it to be the truth. Every man is what he is because of the dominating thoughts which he permits to occupy his mind. Thoughts which a man deliberately places in his own mind and encourages with sympathy, and with which he mixes any one or more of the emotions, constitute the motivating forces which direct and control his every movement, act, and deed. Comes now.
You understood? Was that good? I got a gum right here. You want some? Take it, take it, take it. I got enough for all of us. Oh, I got 8 more. Make that 10. That was good, that was good.
Now, a very significant statement of truth, and with which he mixes any one or more of the emotions, constitute the motivating forces which direct and control his every movement, act, and deed. Comes now a very significant statement of truth. Thoughts which are mixed with any of the feelings of emotions constitute a magnetic force which...
Hold on. Thoughts which are mixed with any of the feelings of emotion constitutes a magnetic force which attracts from the vibration of the ether other similar or related thoughts. I had to read it like that. I just had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to lock that in the membrane. You feel me?
Attracts from the vibrations of the ether. Thoughts which are mixed with any of the feelings of emotions constitute a magnetic force which attracts from the vibrations of the ether other similar or related thoughts. A thought thus magnetized with emotion may be compared to a seed which, when planted in fertile soil, germinates, grows, and multiplies itself over and over again, until that which was originally one small seed becomes countless millions of seeds of the same brand. The ether is a great cosmic mass of eternal forces of vibration. It is made up of both destructive vibrations and constructive vibrations. It carries, at all times, vibrations of fear, poverty, disease, failure, misery, and vibrations of prosperity, health, success, and happiness. Just as surely as it carries the sound of hundreds of orchestrations of music and hundreds of human voices, all of which maintain their own individuality and means of identification through the medium of radio. From the great storehouse of the ether, the human mind is constantly attracting vibrations which harmonize with that which dominates the human mind. Any thought, idea, plan, or purpose which one holds in one's mind attracts, from the vibrations of the ether, a host of its relatives, adds these relatives to its own force, and grows until it becomes the dominating, motivating master of the individual in whose mind it has been housed. Now, let us go back to the starting point and become informed as to how the original seed of an idea, plan, or purpose may be planted in the mind. The information is easily conveyed. Any idea, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. This is why you are asked to write out a statement of your major purpose, or
We probably should have done that. You need to do that right now. Write down what he just said.
definite chief aim, commit it to memory, and repeat it in audible words day after day, until these vibrations of sound.
King, what did I just say? Repeat it day after day, every day. I'm gonna get 10K by the end of the month. Yeah, sir. Okay.
Have reached your subconscious mind. Until to memory, and repeat it in audible words day after day, until these vibrations of sound have reached your subconscious mind. We are what we are because of the vibrations of thought which we pick up and register through the stimuli of our daily environment. Resolve to throw off the influences of any unfortunate environment and to build your own life to order. Taking inventory of mental assets and liabilities, you will discover that your greatest weakness is lack of self-confidence. This handicap can be surmounted and timidity translated into courage through the aid of the principle of autosuggestion. The application of this principle may be made through a simple arrangement of positive thought impulses stated in writing, memorized, and repeated until they become a part of the working equipment of the subconscious faculty of your mind.
I think it's gonna get good around here.
Self-confidence formula.
Self-confidence formula? I gotta hear this. You know what I'm saying? I would say I'm pretty confident. I'm a pretty confident dude. But if you're not, or if you're not a pretty confident gal, I think this is for you. Write it down. Highlight it. Take a picture of it. You feel me?
First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action toward its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action.
That's good. I demand of myself. Well, yeah, the rest of this sentence. Yeah, this is good stuff. That's, rule number 1. You know what I'm saying?
Second, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person.
I don't think I have to give y'all my own version of these, right? Like, come on now. Don't make me put it in my own words where you can understand it better. You should be able to understand this. But if you don't, the second one is whatever you're repeating to yourself, you are what you eat. You know what I'm saying? Okay, not like that, but like you are what you think about, basically.
Third, I know through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object back of it. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence.
That's probably really good to do. That's probably really good to do. I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence. So sitting in a room for 10 minutes and being like, I am worthy. You feel me? Say that a couple times. Just picture a crown on your head. You feel me? Victory Royale in Fortnite. Like you win, bro. You're a winner. How does that sound? You're a winner. Well, you're a winner, man. Are you watching this video? This is good. I think you're going to make it. You know what I'm saying? You got the book open. I think you have a fighting chance. Just keep going. Just got that self-confidence for real.
Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I shall have developed sufficient self-confidence for its attainment.
That's tough. I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life. A lot of people don't even know what they want to do tomorrow. So it really does get to a point when it's like, what do you want to do with your life? Fortunately for me, I have an idea. But like when it comes down to writing it, it's like, if I know I'm going to get there, especially if I write it down, I want to write something that I'm really sure about. I don't just want to write, I want to get 10K by the end of the month. That's just not enough. I don't want to write, I want to have $1 million by the end of the year. It's not enough, bro. There's not enough money in the world that can just make somebody happy. It's just not enough. It's almost not even worth it. Like, I'm not finna write that down. I'm finna get it either way. But to write it down, I'd rather write down, like, you feel me? Something that it just has to mean more. You don't want to write down something that has to do with money, bro. You're going to get it eventually. Like, if that's what you really want, you might not got to write that down. But you can, though. But is money really everything? Jeez Louise, bro. Give me a fucking break, bro. Go play, go play, go play. You know what I'm saying? Like, go play outside. Have some fun. Touch some grass. Money, not everything, bro. My boy Aquaman is calling me. That guy's room is 80% water. It's insane. My buddy's room is an aquarium. Like, literally, gang, you might as well just open up. Like, his chief aim is wanting to own an aquarium. And I think he should. You feel me? Because he's halfway there. It just charge people $5 to see what you're working with. And it's just like, it'd be like that. Some people, it's right in front of their face. But if I ask, bro, he'd probably be like, bro, I don't know what I want to do. But from the outside looking in, it's like, gang, you need to open up that aquarium. Because it gets to a point. And it's just like, bro, I don't know. Who am I? Just the guy trying to get by and throw some fries in the bag. McDonald's still ain't called me yet. It's crazy. How I ain't get the job for McDonald's, bro? Overqualified is crazy.
Falling dreaming.
You win some, you lose some in this world, bro. Like, what? I'm going through a weird period where it's like, I understand what's going on. Maybe I'm not supposed to be working, bro. That's why, I don't know, but I've applied to like 100 spots, bro. No callback. Nah, something ain't right. I get it though. I know what's going on. Come on now. I know what's going on. Look where I'm at. Look what we doing. At the end of the day, I'd rather do this. I'm not gonna lie. At the end of the day, and at the beginning of the day, I'd rather do this, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, it's my boy Uncle Man. I'll just call him back later. We busy.
Fifth, I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice.
I fully realize that no wealth.
Therefore, I will engage.
Didn't I just say that?
Fifth, I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude toward others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me, because I will believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my thoughts and actions so that I will become a self-reliant and successful person.
This is good. This is actually really good. I will fully realize that this is what he was talking about for sure. As something to say every day. This little paragraph right here. You say that every day for the rest of your life. Hey, at least for the next 30 days. You gonna be on to something for sure.
Back of this formula is a law of nature which no man has yet been able to explain. It is
Back of this formula is a law of nature which no man has yet been able to explain. It has baffled the scientists of all ages.
baffled the scientists of all ages. The psychologists have named this law autosuggestion and let it go at that. The name by which one calls this law is of little importance. The important fact about it is, it works for the glory and success of mankind, if it is used constructively. On the other hand, if used destructively, it will destroy just as readily. In this statement may be found a very significant truth, namely, that those who go down in defeat and end their lives in poverty, misery, and distress do so because of negative application of the principle of autosuggestion. The cause may be found in the fact that all impulses of thought have a tendency to clothe themselves in their physical equivalent. The subconscious mind, the chemical laboratory in which all thought impulses are combined and made ready for translation into physical reality, makes no distinction between constructive and destructive thought impulses. It works with the material we feed it, through our thought impulses. The subconscious mind will translate into reality a thought driven by fear just as readily as it will translate into reality a thought driven by courage or faith. The pages of medical history are rich with illustrations of cases of suggestive suicide.
What? What does that mean? In GTA, of course. Just cause, I don't know. You feel me? Word.
A man may commit suicide through negative suggestion.
I don't know if that word is you feel me? It's not a good word. It's not a good word. It makes sense to be in the book. If you're feeling that, call that number. You know what I'm saying? The 1-800, the hotline.
Just as effectively as by any other means. In a Midwestern city, a man by the name of Joseph Grant, a bank official, borrowed a large sum of the bank's money without the consent of the directors. He lost the money through gambling. One afternoon, the bank examiner came and began to check the accounts. Grant left the bank, took a room in a local hotel, and when they found him 3 days later, he was lying in bed, wailing and moaning, repeating over and over these words. My God.
Hold on. This will. Okay, I gotta make sure everything is. You know what I'm saying? Cheese Louise, like PG-13 a little bit.
This will kill me. I cannot stand the disgrace. In a short time, he was dead. The doctors pronounced the case one of.
Okay. The doctors pronounced the case one of mental. Okay. I don't want him to say it.
History. And
where he at? And
render you.
Okay. Just as electricity will turn the wheel of industry, the render, okay,
useful service if used constructively,
and render useful service if used constructively,
or snuff out life if wrongly used, so will the law of autosuggestion lead you to peace and prosperity, or down into the valley of misery, failure, and death, according to your degree of understanding and application of it. If you fill your mind with fear, doubt, and unbelief in your ability to connect with and use the forces of infinite intelligence, the law of autosuggestion will take this spirit of unbelief and use it as a pattern by which your subconscious mind will translate it into its physical equivalent. This statement is as true as the statement that 2 and 2 are 4.
This statement is as true as the statement that 2 and 2 are 4. Buddy's rapper. Buddy was a rapper for real, bro. I like it. I like what he got going on.
Like the wind which carries one ship.
Hold on. If you fill your mind with fear, doubt, and unbelief in your ability to connect with and use the forces of infinite intelligence, the law of autosuggestion will take this spirit of unbelief and use it as a partner by which your subconscious mind will translate it into its physical equivalent. I had to run that back. I just had to, bro. I had to run that back. Because I was still focused on this part and what the, you know what I'm talking about, what the tube is going to do. Like, I had to feel like, do I got to edit that out? Like, bro, come on now. I just don't know about that word. But I was focused on that while he was cooking up over here. And I was like, hold on. I feel like I missed something. Because he said, this is true. Just like 2 + 2 is 4. Leave the BS at the door. Ooh, let me chill out before I get on the beat.
East and another west.
East and west, what you talking about?
This statement is as true as the statement that 2 and 2 are 4. Like the wind which carries one ship east and another west, the law of autosuggestion will lift you up or pull you down, according to the way you set your sails of thought. The law of autosuggestion, through which any person may rise to altitudes of achievement which stagger the imagination, is well described in the following verse.
Let me read the verse. If you think you are beaten, you are. Ooh. If you think you dare not, you don't. Ooh. If you like to win, but you think you can't. Hold on. Did I read something wrong? It is almost certain you won't. I was in my room trying to teach my little. Okay. That was, bro. The law of autosuggestion through which any person may rise to, achievement, attributes of achievement which staggered the imagination is well described in the following verse. If you think you are beaten, you are. Right. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is most certain you won't. I get it, bro. I get that. Like, I don't just get that, but like, I really get that.
If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose...
Oh, there's more. There's more. I gotta read that. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find success begins with a what?
You're lost. For out of the world we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are.
Okay.
You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize.
Ooh. Who wrote this? What are you cooking? Chef Boyardee style. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battle won't always go to the stronger or faster man, but soon or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can.
Do you love the way I do when I'm loving your body? Hey, do you love the way I do when I'm loving your body?
That's good, bro.
Loving your
That's
body.
good.
Loving
Not
your
gonna
body.
lie.
You.
Not gonna lie, bro. He cooked with that. You are what you think, bro. If you think you're a loser when you walk up in the room, you're a loser when you walk up in the room. Hold on. I'm finna make my own little mix of this.
Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man. But soon or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Observe the words which have been...
I'm gonna go to one of those poem things where it's like you snap at the end. That's good. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's actually good.
Who thinks he can.
I think I can. What TV show? Thomas the Choo Choo Train? Thomas the Choo Choo Train.
Observe the words which have been emphasized, and you will catch the deep meaning which the poet had in mind. Somewhere in your makeup, perhaps in the cells of your brain, there lies sleeping the seed of achievement which, if aroused and put into action, would carry you to heights such as you may never have hoped to attain. Just as a master musician may cause the most beautiful strains of music to pour forth from the strings of a violin, so may you arouse the genius which lies asleep in your brain and cause it to drive you upward to whatever goal you may wish to achieve. Abraham Lincoln was a...
My mind kind of went somewhere else when he said something about, I don't know. The craziest dream. I had the craziest dream this morning, bro. Like, it was just so crazy, bro. I don't even want to talk about it, bro. I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to say it was a crazy dream. And when the future me is watching this, I probably won't know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't remember. But then with these keywords, I will know what I'm talking about. I had a car. Something happened to the car. And someone related to me, like, had a shoe big enough to step on my car and turn it into mud. And I'm like, bro,
Falling,
bro,
dreaming.
why would you do that? Then Buddy was like, nah, I thought that was gonna fix the problem. You turning my car to mud was gonna fix the problem? Now I didn't know that was gonna happen. What did you think was gonna happen? Because people do things and they say, I didn't think that was gonna happen, but it happened. You didn't run it by me. This idea, you didn't run the nigga, what did you think? Now look. And the worst part about it, Buddy was home already. And I had to walk home. It was a long walk, gang. But instead of walking, I woke up because it was a dream. And I was like, man, that's weird, bro. You already did me dirty in the past, gang. That's weird, bro. People are being weird these days. So I'm having those dreams, and McDonald's didn't hire me.
Falling,
I don't
dreaming.
How, bro? What's going on? I'll tell you what. This poem, that's what's popping right now, bro. Anyways, yeah, I'm probably gonna remember that dream now.
Failure at everything he...
For later on, like the future me, of course. Where we at? Let me know. Yeah, sir. Music. Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, bro. This poem I don't know what about this reminded me of that dream, but it did.
Just as a master musician may cause the most beautiful strains of music to pour forth from the strings of a violin.
Oh, I know. Okay.
So may you arouse the genius which lies asleep in your...
Oh, that's what made me lies asleep. And I was like, I was asleep having a wacko dream. You feel me?
Brain, and cause it to drive you upward to whatever goal you may wish to achieve.
You gotta watch your back out here, bro. For real. It be your own people. It be your closest ones. It be the homies you thought would never do you dirty. Who do you dirty, bro? Just be careful.
Abraham Lincoln was a failure at everything he tried until he was well past the age of 40. He was a Mr. Nobody from no...
That's crazy, bro. But he had to be 40 to get paid around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he sucked that. He messed everything up. Falling, dreaming, jeez Louise.
Nowhere. Until a great experience came into his life, aroused the sleeping genius within his heart and brain, and gave the world one of its really great men. That experience was mixed with the emotions of sorrow and love. It came to him through Anne Rutledge, the only woman whom he ever truly loved.
Shout out Anne Rutledge, yes, sir.
It is a known fact that the emotion of love is closely akin to the state of mind known as faith, and this for the reason that love comes very near to translating one's thought impulses into their spiritual equivalent. During his work of research, the author discovered, from the analysis of the life work and achievements of hundreds of men of outstanding accomplishment, that there was the influence of a woman's love back of nearly every one of them. The emotion of love in the human heart and brain creates a favorable field of magnetic attraction, which causes an influx of the higher and finer vibrations which are afloat in the ether. If you wish evidence of the power of faith, study the achievements of men and women who have employed it. At the head of the list comes the Nazarene. Christianity is the greatest single force which influences the minds of men. The basis of Christianity is faith, no matter how many people may have perverted or misinterpreted the meaning of this great force, and no matter how many dogmas and creeds have been created in its name which do not reflect its tenets. the sum and substance of the teachings and the achievements of Christ, which may have been interpreted as miracles, were nothing more nor less than faith. If there are any such phenomena as miracles, they are produced only through the state of mind known as faith. Some teachers of religion, and many who call themselves Christians, neither understand nor practice faith.
They said what? Neither understand or practice? That means they don't? That means they don't practice. Some teachers of religion and many who call themselves Christian neither understand or practice faith. That means they don't. Like, this is about faith. And many teachers and people who call themselves part of this religion don't even practice faith. Make you say, okay. Let us consider the power of faith. Boy, look at my voice on this A. Word.
Let us consider the power of faith, as it is now being demonstrated by a man who is well known to all of civilization, Mahatma Gandhi of India.
Y'all know him? I ain't pay attention to social studies, bro. I definitely know of this character.
In this man, the world has one of the most astounding examples known to civilization of the possibilities of faith. Gandhi wields more potential power than any man living at this time, and this, despite the fact that he has none of the orthodox tools of power, such as money, battleships, soldiers, and materials of warfare. Gandhi has no money. He has no home. He does not own a suit of clothes, but he does have power. How does he come by that power? He created it out of his understanding of the principle of faith, and through his ability to transplant that faith into the minds of 200 million people. Gandhi has accomplished, through the influence of faith, that which the strongest military power on earth could not, and never will accomplish through soldiers and military equipment. He has accomplished the astounding feat of influencing 200 million minds to coalesce and move in unison as a single mind. What other force on earth, except faith, could do as much?
He created it. How does he have power? He created it out of his understanding of the principle of faith and thought his ability to transplant that faith into the minds of 200 million people. That's how he has power. Because he had faith that 200 million people was finna be on what he's on. What was he trying to convey? Looking at conveyed.
200 million minds to coalesce and move in unison.
Oh, he wanted question answered. He wanted to bet. He wanted them to move together as a youth. We need somebody like that right now. Who's finna, you know what I'm saying? It's looking crazy out here, dude.
And military equipment. He has accomplished the astounding feat of influencing 200 million minds to coalesce and move in unison as a single mind. What other force on earth, except faith, could do as much? There will come a day when employees, as well as employers, will discover the possibilities of faith. That day is dawning. The whole world has had ample opportunity during the recent business depression to witness what the lack of faith will do to business. Surely, civilization has produced a sufficient number of intelligent human beings to make use of this great lesson, which the depression has taught the world. During this depression, the world had evidence in abundance that widespread fear will paralyze the wheels of industry and business. Out of this experience will arise leaders in business and industry who will profit by the example which Gandhi has set for the world, and they will apply to business the same tactics which he has used in building the greatest following known in the history of the world. These leaders will come from the rank and file of the unknown men, who now labor in the steel plants, the coal mines, the automobile factories, and in the small towns and cities of America. Business is due for a reform. Make no mistake about this. The methods of the past, based upon economic combinations of force and fear, will be supplanted by the better principles of faith and cooperation. Men who labor will receive more than daily wages. They will receive dividends from the business, the same as those who supply the capital for business. But first, they must give more to their employers and stop this bickering and bargaining by force at the expense of the public. They must earn the right to dividends. Moreover, and this is the most important thing of all, they will be led by leaders who will understand and apply the principles employed by Mahatma Gandhi. Only in this way may leaders get from their followers the spirit of full cooperation, which constitutes power in its highest and most enduring form. This stupendous machine age in which we live.
He's cooking. I didn't have a lot to say. I just had to let him cook.
And from which we are just emerging, has taken the soul out of men. Its leaders have driven men as though they were pieces of cold machinery. They were forced to do so by the employees who have bargained, at the expense of all concerned, to get and not to give. The watchword of the future will be human happiness and contentment. And when this state of mind shall have been attained, the production will take care of itself, more effectively than anything that has ever been accomplished, where men did not and could not mix faith and individual interest with their labor. Because of the need for faith and cooperation in operating business and industry, it will be both interesting and profitable to analyze an event which provides an excellent understanding of the method by which industrialists and businessmen accumulate great fortunes by giving before they try to get. The event chosen for this illustration dates back to 1900, when the United States Steel Corporation was being formed. As you read the story, keep in mind these fundamental facts, and you will understand how ideas have been converted into huge fortunes. First, the huge United States Steel Corporation was born in the mind of Charles M. Schwab, in the form of an idea he created through his imagination. Second, he mixed faith with his idea. Third, he formulated a plan for the transformation of his idea into physical and financial reality. Fourth, he put his plan into action with his famous speech at the University Club. Fifth, he applied and followed through on his plan with persistence and backed it with firm decision until it had been fully carried out. Sixth, he prepared the way for success by a burning desire for success. If you are one of those who have often wondered how great fortunes are accumulated, this story of the creation of the United States Steel Corporation will be enlightening. If you have any doubt that men can think and grow rich, this story should dispel that doubt.
If you have any doubt that man can think and grow rich, use of the name of the book in the book. W's. Think and grow rich. This story should dispel that doubt, because you can plainly see in the story of the United States Steel.
Because you can plainly see in the story of the United States Steel the application of a major portion of the 13 principles described in this book. This astounding description of the power of an idea was dramatically told by John Lowell in the New York World Telegram, with whose courtesy it is here reprinted.
Okay, so we're about to read a story on the United States Steel Corporation by Charles M. Schwab. Charles, I'm thinking we break it right here. Word. Let's break it. So we can kind of slick keep going, bro. I'm chilling. Water break? Don't even have no water beside me. Let's keep going, cuh.
A pretty after-dinner speech for $1 billion.
A pretty after-dinner speech for $1 million? For $1 billion? Yeah, I already have enough to think about, bro. We'll come back to this.
Do you love the way I do when I'm loving your body? Hey, do you love the way I do when I'm loving your body? La la loving your body, la loving your body, babe.